the political parties that were involved?
Yes. Honorable Deputy Commissioner.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. All the political parties that were registered at the time, including even those that did not have candidates for the presidential elections, all of them attended that meeting.
Very well.
NPP and NDC were there.
Very well. Now let me go. Okay. No, let me.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I want to find out from the EC. He's quoted amounts that they use in printing the ballots. Did you spend according to the approved budget? Thank you very much.
Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
Yes, please. We spent according to the approved budget.
Very well. Yes, let me go to main team. I request main team.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. Please, you accepted or you indicated that it was the commissioner, electoral commissioner, that was responsible for the distribution of the papers. That is what you told us. The electoral commission. Yes. Now, if you were responsible for that and there was a leakage, would you accept a failure on your part?
Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Although the Electoral Commission is mainly responsible for that, there are other institutions, several players who also play a role. And at the time, the Commission was thinking about the greater good of the Ghanaian society. And we believe that going into the elections, having all the players accepting the rules of the game was more important. So the Commission took that decision. Thank you.
Very well. I come here one. So I'll come to you. Yes, let me go to Honorable Member for
Himai
Lower Denchura.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. Are required to be there to ensure the supervision of the printing.
Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
Yes, please. We gave letters to all the political parties, so not all of them were able to provide agents, but a number of them had their agents there. Thank you.
Very well.
My follow-up question. Is it also true, I heard who detected an anomaly, and therefore there was no leakage, and then raised the issue?
Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
That's not the case, Mr. Chairman.
Very well. Let me come to you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like to ask the Deputy Commissioner whether this incident, this has been the first of its kind, and if this was not the first of its kind, how did they help solve this, the earlier one, apart from this current one?
Well, Deputy Commissioner.
That's the first time as an institution we've had such a problem.
Any follow-up? Yes. Dr. Kabiru.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I will want to know whether or not the circumstances that led to the printing of ballots after the general elections, as posed by in the question, whether it was peculiar to these elections.
Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
If I got the question well, did you say printing ballots after the general election or signing contracts?
The question that was posed to you was whether you have awarded contract for the printing of ballots, brilliantly. The question that I'm asking as a follow-up is whether or not that situation of awarding and printing ballot was only peculiar to the 2024 election or 2020 elections. Before even that one, we have similar cases of you having to award and print ballots after the elections.
Yes.
No,
Or since the election.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The standard practice is you give the award before the printing even begins. But this was a special circumstance, and the law allows that for you to address that. And let me also state that the Central Tender Committee, when we wrote the letter to them, their first meeting after the letter was 23rd of December. So they couldn't have given us the approval before the elections. Thank you.
Chairman, you didn't understand my question.
You are follow up a second question, please.
You didn't understand my question.
Honorable Dr. Kabiru, if you didn't understand it, put the question in such a way that you understand, but you take it as your first question has been asked.
Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, the question I'm asking is that the Electoral Commissioner admitted that they had awarded contract for the printing and supply of ballot box since within the commission, even before these particular elections. That's the question I'm asking.
Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
And I try to explain that the standard practice is to award the contracts before. But this was a special circumstance which necessitated that. Thank you.
Second question.
Dr. Kabilo,
let
me go to Reverend Intoso.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would like to know from the Deputy Electoral Officer that with regards to he reporting this matter to the National Security, may I know the last time you made a follow-up? Because it is 6 months after election. When was the last time you made a follow-up with the electoral, with the National Security, where they have gotten to? Because you were expecting a report from them.
Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Right after the elections, we followed up. But we didn't get any very soon. So these are some of the things we'll be talking about.
Well.
Mr. Speaker, he said right after the elections. Right after the elections could be in January. We are in June. So you mean after January, you have not made any follow-up as to whether they are done or not? That was my question. So if you're saying that you did a follow-up right after the election, it implies that it could be January. So my question is that, when was the last time after right after the election?
Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
Mr. Chairman, we have our Deputy Chairman for Operation who is primarily in charge of that. And he has done the follow-ups, as I said, right after the election. And the 2024 election, as far as the Electoral Commission is concerned, we haven't concluded the process. So these are some of the things very soon you hear from us. Thank you.
Well. Honourable members, this side is... so I'll give Ashaman, then... so Ashaman, let me hear you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, I heard from the Deputy Director that they seek approval from both for procurement issues in this country, and B, which procurement method did you use?
Well. Deputy Commissioner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We did a national competitive tendering. And the CTRC came in because the threshold was more than that of the entity. The entity has a threshold of 1 million Ghana cedis. So anything beyond 1 million Ghana cedis, you have to get concurrent approval from the CTRC. So that's the main reason why we went to the CTRC. Thank you.
Well, you asked 2 questions. You have answered 2 questions. You have asked 2 questions,
no,
my brother.
Mr. Speaker. No, Mr. Speaker. Don't be unfair to me.
You
Thank
go ahead.
You know me and you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Or leading to awarding this contract, the 2024 general election. Can you finish?
Yes, Commissioner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the national competitive tender, what we do is that we advertise in the newspapers. Which one?
Mr. Speaker, I'm not saying you should tell us now.
You want the documentation?
We want the documentation.
No, we have everything there.
From the meeting.
Well. He says he has everything he can provide.
You.
Yes, I'm taking Peter Trobu and Deputy Minister for Education. Then I come to leadership if there's any. Yes, Peter.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. The Electoral Commission is responsible for distribution of electoral materials. And there was a leakage. And the leakage that this cost, this financial loss to the state, is the responsibility of the EC.
Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
The Chairman, from the Commission standpoint, this is not a financial loss to the state. It's not a financial loss to the state, largely because when you look at the budget that was given to us, the procurement method we adopted as an institution, ensured that we were able to reduce the prices. So when you compare the cost of elections in Ghana now, in 2016, the country did the cost of election was almost $13 per voter. In 2020, we did $7.70 per voter. And we think we did the right thing for the country. Thank you.
Well. Yes, Honorable Clement Apak.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the Commission fired the Ghana Police Service.
Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
Mr. Chairman, because the national security took
Mr. Chairman, I disagree.
Honorable.
Yes, I disagree.
Honorable.
I disagree. The Commission ought to have filed a formal complaint with the police.
Honorable Clement Apak.
The Commission ought to have filed a formal complaint with the police.
Honorable Clement Apak.
You don't renege on your responsibility.
Honorable Clement Apak.
Because a security agency has taken the matter upon itself. You have no report.
Honorable Clement Apak, you are my friend.
He is wrong.
Honorable Clement Apak, it is not your case to decide whether you agree or you don't agree. He has responded. Let him now come to leadership. Leadership. Honorable Leader of the House, Honorable Mahama Ayaga, any question?
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. My first question is, I can't agree with the Deputy Commissioner for telling us that...
Honorable, hold on. You are to ask a question. It is not your case whether the question answer satisfy you or not is another angle. Your duty is to ask the question. Please go ahead and ask the question.
Mr. Chairman, would the Deputy Commissioner agree with me that he caused financial loss to the state? I say so because if you have a budget line, resources have been given to you, and out of your own negligence, you leak.
Honorable, under our rules, a question that has been asked, you don't need to go there again.
Mr.
That
Speaker,
has been asked.
Mr. Speaker, the next question is...
Yes, I'm listening to the next question.
Mr. Chairman, the Deputy Commissioner did tell the House that he will provide us information in respect of the procurement that they did. How soon will he provide those information to the House?
Honorable Deputy Commissioner, members would like to know the time. How soon are you going to provide the information?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. To say that what happened in 2024, the Commission was guided by the integrity and the credibility of the elections, and that one trumped all other concerns. So if even as an institution, we needed to exceed our budget to ensure the integrity of the process, we would have gone ahead to do that. Thank you.
We will now move to question B, and the question still stands in the name of Honorable Roxanne Nelson Eche Kwame Dafiamabo.
May this year bring
Chairman,
much happiness
live long.
and success.
Because a lot of things have been revealed today. Speaker, my second question is in respect to ask the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, what exactly has prevented the Commission from declaring the Blekumanov parliamentary results since the December 7th elections? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Deputy Commissioner.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. Our election results to ensure that the people of Ablekumanov have a rep in our house. But we are continuing to engage with the security agencies to ensure that we have the protection to complete the collation. It must be noted that an Accra High Court on 4th January 2025 ruled that the Electoral Commission should go and complete the collation of the results for Tema Central, Ablekumanov, Okaikwe Central, and Techiman South constituencies. We have completed all the constituencies except Ablekumanov. These are the efforts the Commission has made so far to ensure the completion of the Ablekumanov parliamentary results since the December 7th elections. On the 9th of December 2024, 50 received from the National Democratic Congress. This brought to 219 collated polling station results. On the 21st of December 2024, 25 polling station results were added to the collation process. All the 25 polling station results were received from the New Patriotic Party. It is important to emphasize that the said 25 pink sheets were not scanned pink sheets, but rather carbon copies from the MPP. Even though the NDC collation agents reported late after 10 of the carbon copies had been authenticated by the returning officer, they were also allowed to go through these 10 carbon copies of the results. Consequently, the rest of the remaining 15 carbon copies were authenticated by both the NDC and MPP agents for that day. This brought to 244 collated polling station results. 37 polling station results became outstanding. On the 5th of January, 17 polling station results were added to the collation. All the 17 polling station results, scanned copies, were received from the MPP and confirmed by the NDC agents. This brought to 261 collated polling station results. It should be noted that the decision to accept the scanned pink sheets from the parties was unanimously agreed upon by the Commission and the political parties. This decision was reached as a result of both parties admitting that they no longer have carbon copies of the results in their custody. On the 6th of January, 13 polling station results were added to the collation. All the 13 polling station results were received from the MPP and confirmed by the respective presiding officers of the 13 polling station copies. This brought to 274 collated polling station results. The presiding officers were made to confirm the scanned copy results because the NDC agents refused to confirm them. Once again, on the 8th of January 2025, 4 polling station results were added to the collation. All the 4 polling station results were received from the MPP and confirmed by the respective presidents. These days, both the NDC and the MPP agents were present and witnessed the confirmation of the scanned pink sheets by the presiding officers. This brought to 278 collated polling station results. So 3 polling stations are outstanding. This is the collation. On the 15th of January 2025, the Commission wrote to the Ghana Police Service, the National Election Security Task to inform the 17th of January. In a press release dated 17th January, the Commission was informed by the police that per the intelligence available to them, the exercise should be put on hold. As a result of inadequate security, party supporters invaded the old office of the Commission and destroyed properties of the Commission, which included furniture, doors, and louver blades. Again, on 26 January 2025, the Commission wrote to the Ghana Police Service and the National Election Security Task Force requesting for a meeting on the completion of the collation process. In a response, the Election Security Task Force has begun the exercise, scheduled to be held at the National Police Headquarters. On the 4th of February, the Commission wrote to the NEST, informing them of the National Election Security Task Force, informing them of the Commission readiness to attend the proposed meeting aimed at discussing the collation. Again, in a letter dated on 17 February, the Commission wrote to the Ghana Police Service to inform them about the urgent need to conclude the collation process, hence the request for adequate security. This was after the conclusion of the two outstanding council of car parties to an IPAC meeting on 26 February 2025 and followed it up with another meeting with the MPP and the NDC on Thursday, 13th March 2025. The NDC at the meeting raised some issues and followed it up with a letter to the Commission to address the issues raised in their letter, April 2025. Among the issues raised were the lack of invitation to participate in the collation process, denial of involvement in the collation of the 25 scanned pink sheets on the 20 scanned pink sheets purportedly from the New Patriotic Party during the collation on 5th January 2025. On 28th March, the Commission again wrote to the Ghana Police Service and informed them about the 3 polling station results which are still outstanding and the need to complete the collation. In the same letter, the Commission requested a meeting at the earliest convenience of the Security Task Force to agree on a date for the completion of the collation. At the scheduled meeting on the 10th of April 2025, the Commission was informed that the IGP had traveled to Boku as a result of the conflict and will be briefed on its return. On 2nd May 2025, the Commission wrote to the Election Security Task Force requesting a meeting on Thursday, 8th May 2025 to discuss the collation. At the scheduled meeting on the 8th May 2025, the collation process was scheduled to be completed on 15th May 2025 at the old headquarters of the Commission. Before the date for the collation, the police invited the Electoral Commission for a meeting on 13th May 2025 and informed the Electoral Commission that there was a pending case at the Supreme Court with respect to the Ablekuma North constituency, and further indicated that because of the legal process at the Supreme Court, they were unable to provide security to the National Election Security Task Force. The Commission informed them that our attention has been drawn to the fact that there was no injunction application pending or any process that prevents the Electoral Commission from going ahead to complete the process, and further requested for protection to enable the Electoral Commission to do its work. Furthermore, to agree on inform the Commission that the issue of the completion of the collation of Ablekuma North constituency parliamentary election result has been referred to the Office of the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice for legal advice, and further stated that in the view of the referral, the National Security Task Force will hold on until the legal advice is received. Since then, we have followed up with the police and they have indicated they have not received the advice from the Attorney General. We have also had productive meetings with the 2 political parties about how to complete the parliamentary election collation at Ablekuma North. In the last meeting on the 12th of June, the 2 parties came with 2 perspectives to conclude the election. One of the parties stated that the process, collation should continue, whilst the other party stated that there should be rerun in 37 polling stations. To conclude, the collation process in the collation, as well as the media, the evidence of what transpired from the 9th of December were captured by the media. And Mr. Speaker, this has been the process so far, and the evidence exists with all the major media houses that covered the collation. Mr. Speaker, the collation has been transparent. As a commission, we are desirous of ensuring that the people of Ablekuma North have a representation in Parliament. We urge this Honourable House to assist us in getting the support of the Ghana Police Service to provide the requisite protection to enable us to complete this collation exercise. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Honorable Nelson Echedam Fiamapo.
Speaker, that was a long answer to a very short question.
A question if he has any supplementary questions. Yes, honorable member.
Speaker,
any
let
supplementary
me
questions?
anchor my supplementary questions on Article 45C of the Constitution. Speaker. Speaker Chairman, with your leave, let me read. The Electoral Commission shall have the following functions. C, to conduct and supervise all public elections and referenda. Speaker, the answers provided to this very short question by the Electoral Commission are firmly anchored within Article 45C of the Constitution. They have the mandate to organize, conduct, and supervise our public elections. The implied powers are also that where you organize a public election and in pursuance of Regulation 36 of CI 127, it got disrupted. You have the power to organize a rerun of the elections. You agree with me? Are you the Electoral Commissioner? Nyindam, are you the Electoral Commissioner? If you like, go and take the seat.
Honorable.
Go and take the seat. Ignored. Electoral Commissioner, you agree with me that in pursuance of Article 45C of the Constitution, and also in consonance with Regulation 36 of CI 127, where you exercise your mandate to organize, conduct, organize, and supervise public elections, and same got disrupted by no fault of the Commission, you have the power to call for a rerun or reorganize that particular public elections. You agree with me?
Is that a question? Yes. Deputy Commissioner, you have the floor.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. In as much as I agree
yes
with...
or no, then you can explain.
No, it's not yes or no. In as much we...
Hold on. Honorable Dafiamapo. Honorable Dafiamapo. Honorable Dafiamapo. Honorable Nelson Dafiamapo. Honorable member, please. Honorable member, please, you ask the question. You don't have the right to direct how the question be answered. So just ask the question, and the officer, in this case, the deputy chairman, deputy commissioner, will respond. So please don't direct the way you should answer the questions. So, deputy, you may go on to answer the question.
Chairman, thank you. I was going to make the point that if in the wisdom of the commission there should be a rerun, the commission would do that. But in the Ablekuma instance, the evidence of the results, we had the same instance in Dobe Kwabenya. We even went to the extent of collecting the tally cards from the agents of the parties. So Ablekuma, we haven't reached the point where the commission will say we don't have the results. So when we try and we cannot get the results, that's when we will resort. So the rerun will be a last option. So once we get to that point, we will do. But as we speak now, the commission is ready to proceed with the collation. We just need the...
Nelson, may you shift to other. Charlie, check your mic and let me see. Check your mic. Check your mic and let me see.
Sabotage.
Speaker, Mr. Chairman, the Deputy Commissioner misunderstood my question. Please. He misunderstood my question. My question was not to ask him to rerun the Ablekumanov elections, parliamentary elections. I situate my question within the law and to ask him whether the commission has the power that where they organize any public election and it got disrupted, whether they have no power to order for a rerun. That's why I said yes or no, then he could explain. And they won't permit me. So he proceeded to speak about Ablekumanov. That was not the gravamen of my question.
So can he go on to answer that question?
Yes. I want to hear him answer that question. The last question. No, it's not even about leader.
Honorable member, just listen to me, please. Go on and answer. Ask the question.
Mr. Chairman, please. I've spent some time in this house, and I know when leadership on the other side, when they are doing this, I know how they do it. Mr. Speaker, my question is this. The Electoral Commission has just told us that upon the conclusion of the elections in Ablekumanov in respect of the parliamentary elections, they could not account for some extent that they had to accept 25 scanned carbon copies from the NPP. To the extent that the Electoral Commission says that they have accepted scanned carbon copies from the New Patriotic Party. Mr. Speaker, this fact is not supported in the laws that govern the organization of our public elections. It does not. Speaker, let me read CI 127 in respect of
Honorable
Regulation 43.
Can you ask the question?
Speaker,
you've laid the foundation.
I am laying the foundation to make a point. It's supplementary. I have been here, your supplementaries were like 10 minutes just to build it.
Honorable, go ahead. And
Mr. Speaker, Regulation 43 is head noted Declaration and Publication of Parliamentary Election Results. 43.1, subject to Regulation 42, immediately after the results of the poll for all the polling stations in the constituency of the returning officer, have been given to the returning officer, and the returning officer shall, in the presence of the candidates or the representative of the candidate, or no more than 2 counting agents appointed by each candidate, assemble the results from the polling stations without recounting the ballots in the ballot boxes, except where there is a challenge by a candidate or a counting agent in respect of a specific ballot box. B, fill the parliamentary election results summary sheet as set out in Form 1D of the schedule. Speaker, the procedure provided for declaring the parliamentary results as set out in Regulation 43 of CI 127 is very clear. It's very clear.
So what is the question, please?
So the question is that where you have pink sheets of the Electoral Commission tainted, they cannot be accepting any other electoral pink sheets from any other political party. Speaker,
honorable member.
Speaker, please. That the story. Listen, please.
Honorable Dapiamepo.
Speaker,
please
ask
the question.
Chairman, please. I am putting it to him that that, listen to the question. I am putting it to him. You are a layman, so you won't appreciate it. Putting it to him by way of question. Mr. Speaker, I am putting it to the Electoral Commissioner that the story that they took scanned carbon copies in the absence of the officially designated pink sheets from the Electoral Commission is irregular in terms of Regulation 43. And therefore, it has no basis to be counted and to be factored into the declaration of the results.
Honorable
Speaker,
Dafiamapo.
I put that to him.
So is it a statement or a question?
Speaker, in other words, what I'm saying is that the story he has told us breached Regulation 43 of CI 127. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm putting it.
Well, Honorable Deputy Commissioner, did you get all what he said?
I'll try and respond to.
Okay, answer the
Mr.
question.
Chairman, I think one of the things we need to state is that from the Commission standpoint, the country has made a lot of progress when it comes to electoral democracy. And the EC is mandated to do whatever
Speaker,
is
with
necessary.
all due respect, he should answer the question that he can explain his answers. Yes, I agree, then you explain. No, I disagree, then you
Honorable
explain.
member.
It
Honorable
helps.
member.
He
Honorable
cannot
member.
start with a story.
Honorable member.
Please.
Honorable Dafiamapo. In asking the question, you went round before asking the question. If he is also responding the question in such a way that you and everybody here can understand, please allow him to answer the question.
Mr. Chairman, I take strong exception to the phrase that went round. I quoted the law.
Well,
I quoted the law. No. I quoted the law to lay a foundation to suggest strongly that the story that they had to borrow scanned carbon copies from the NPP was contrary to the provision in Regulation 43 of CI 127. That is what I put to him.
So, leader, if asked the question, just allow the Deputy Commissioner to answer.
Mr. Chairman, in my response, I indicated that when one of the parties brought the scanned copies, it was endorsed by the agents of the other parties. Let me also say that the Commission disagrees with the question because the Commission is mandated to ensure the integrity of the process. And as an institution, we are very careful. We don't do anything to set a bad precedent, which will go a long way to undermine the country's democracy. So in Domikwa Benya, when we had to go beyond our reach, to even reach out to agents of political parties to bring tally cards, we did that. So what we are basically saying is that we need the support of the House so that we can complete the process, because we think that it is unfair that the people of Ablekumanov don't have a representation in this August House. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Dafiamapo.
Speaker, the Electoral Commission, in responding to my substantive question earlier, indicated that sometime on or about January 24, 2025, in pursuance of a High Court order, they were mandated to go and do a recount in the Ablekumanov constituency. If that is the fact, then I can ask my question. Is that correct?
To complete the collation.
Please.
To complete the collation.
Good. So, do you recall that as part of the court order, the court order in question, you were specifically directed, because part of the complaint before the court was that your returning officer was not permitted to lead the process, and therefore the court directed that go and rely on your returning officer to do the recollation. You did not use your returning officer for Ablekumanov. He was not the returning officer. The returning officer for the December 7th elections was not the returning officer you used for the recollation for Ablekumanov in pursuance of the court order.
Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
Honorable, the returning officer for the Ablekumanov constituency has not changed. So if you have been watching the proceedings on TV, the same person has been doing it. So check, please. The same person has been doing it.
Honorable, if you've exhausted.
I have not. This is my last supplementary. If you are not paying attention, please, 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 please.
Honorable, ask them. Oh, what is that?
If you recall,
Honorable,
the first one was rephrased.
Honorable Dafiamapo. Just
Mr.
ask
Speaker,
the last question.
Mr. Speaker, let me say this, that clearly the Electoral Commission, in the present circumstances, based on the facts he has brought to this house, is incapable. Oh, can you be quiet? Can you be quiet and listen to me? Speaker. You are a senior member of this house, so take your time. You are a senior member.
Honorable Martin Yindam.
Mr. Chairman.
Please.
Mr. Chairman, I am saying that based on the facts, including the matters in respect of the parliamentary elections in the December 2024 election.
So what's the question now?
So the question is that would it not be prudent for the Electoral Commission to exercise its powers under Article 45C to declare
Deputy Commissioner.
Mr. Chairman, we are capable of concluding the process. Thank you.
Well. Honorable members, you've asked a question. I'm looking for those who have not asked questions. Yes.
Mr. Speaker.
Whatever opportunity I'll give you. Don't worry. There's no two ways about that.
Just briefly. A follow-up to...
Hold on.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Chairman, my question is to the Deputy Head of the Commission. Mr. Chairman, I want to find out from him, at the moment, is there...
Deputy Commissioner?
No, please. We are only waiting for the security agencies to provide us the protection to conclude. Thank you.
Yes.
Please, can you give me your attention? My last question. You said it is left with 3 polling stations. At the moment, the ones that you have collated, do you have the results, and what are the figures? What has been collated now?
Deputy Commissioner, are you minded to answer this question?
Yeah, we don't have the figures here.
Very well. It doesn't have the figures here. I'll give you one. You've already, so yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I want to ask the...
What? He has answered. Commissioner, respond.
Please, we don't have the figures here. We are left with the 3 polling stations, then we'll add everything up. We don't have the figures here.
Very well.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chairman, I just want to ask the deputy director, in a reasonable man's view, how long will it take? How long will it take the commission to know? Let me finish the question before you come in. So, Mr. Chairman, I'm asking, in a reasonable man's view, how long will it take the commission to come to terms or to understand that the people of Ablekuma North are not represented in this chamber, and for that matter, waiting for the security agency in that collation to declare the result will go a long way to affect the people of Ablekuma North. Rather than doing so, you just need to do.
On the contrary, we think that the security agents should be able to do their job. And we've had several meetings with them. So we are hoping that they would, if they tell us that tomorrow they are ready, we are ready.
Well. Yes. Honorable Efia.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Chairman. And let me commend the Deputy Commissioner for the EC for the detailed response to the House. Mr. Speaker, according to the Deputy Commissioner, all processes have been done to the point that it's left with only 3 polling stations to be completed. Now, with the issue of security, if they write to the national security, the security task force, and they are unable to give them timelines to help them complete the collation exercise, what have they done in escalating this issue of police assistance to any higher authority beyond the security task force? Have they picked it above?
It escalated it beyond the police because in my response, I indicated the police said they were getting advice. So we are waiting for them to write to us based on the advice for us to proceed. So we haven't done any escalation.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. So in the event where now they say they are seeking the opinion from Attorney General, and the Attorney General over the period has not gotten back to the EC, is it the position of the EC that we are going to stay in abeyance until when? And so can the EC tell us, beyond the security, you have the mandate to provide the people of Ghana the final results of Ablekuma. Beyond the security that is not available, what can the EC do, since you have the final figures as at now, to give it to the good people of Ghana?
Yes, Commissioner.
Mr. Chairman, EC, we report to Parliament. I know until recently the Special Budget Committee, but now we know the Committee on Independent Constitutional Bodies. So we give it some time. If we are not getting any proper feedback, we'll write to the Committee on Independent Constitutional Bodies that this is what is happening. And we know that the police are there to serve all of us. And we believe that the Parliament should be able to invite them to explain why they are not doing what they are supposed to do. Thank you.
No, I mean, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me thank the Commissioner for the answers. And then my question is on the issue of the cost items he itemized going downwards. He talked of the era that at a point it was $13. They brought it to $7.
Honorable member.
And they brought.
Honorable member.
Yes.
I think we've gone beyond that question. That was the earlier question.
Mr. Speaker, I'm coming. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I beg you, this house is a house of records. I beg you. Mr. Speaker, this house is a house of records. If we are doing registration and
Honorable
Commissioner,
please,
the Commissioner decided
Honorable member,
they were not doing registration at various polling stations, and that they centralized the cost on members of parliament to carry people to come to places and register. And today, the costs were borne by parliamentary candidates. And now you tell us that you reduce costs. It's not a fact. It is not a fact. We bore the cost. We had to carry people from left, right, center to go and register. It must be clear.
Mr. Speaker, let me thank you so much for the opportunity. I heard the commissioner, or deputy commissioner, saying that we have only 3 polling stations to finish with the collation. I'm asking him, with the 3 polling stations, is he going to collate with original pink sheets or a scanned pink sheet?
Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
During the last exercise, when four pink sheets were accepted, in that same meeting there were supposed to be 7 in all. So all the presiding officers of those specific polling stations have confirmed that once the environment is created, the returning officer should be able to do the work for us to have a member of parliament for the Ablekuma North constituency. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, the question is not answered. I'm asking him, is he collating with the original pink sheet? So original or a scanned pink sheet? This is a simple question.
For the 3 outstanding, I will not be able to see exactly, because I know some of the presiding officers too came around with a carbon copy. So, but what I can say without any doubt is that there are 3 polling station results that are outstanding. And when they are doing it, they will do it with the agents of the parties. Thank you.
I think if I'm going back to the question, the questioner, asked first. Mr. Speaker, so if he's going to collect the rest of the results with a scanned pink sheet, then there's a problem. That's a serious problem.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to lay a premise where last week, Mr. Speaker, last week the Minister for Interior was here. I had the authority to ask him the state of the Ablekuma elections. Mr. Speaker, he said that after mentioning the 13th May issue, where they reported to the Electoral Commission that the court has raised, or one of the parties has raised an issue, that there's a pending court issue. Apart from that, the Electoral Commission have not written to them again. Mr. Speaker, I asked a second follow-up question to ask whether it is true that the Electoral Commission has not written to them. Mr. Speaker, the minister came back to emphasize that the Electoral Commission has not written. The police or the security agency requesting for protection to conduct the collation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Commissioner.
If my memory, we wrote another one on the 15th of May. But we have a constant, someone at the police service who is in charge, we engage regularly. So we do that, but inter-commissioners, we engage regularly. Thank you.
Let me go to my senior.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, to provide several times, to provide you with security so that you can go ahead and then don't you think that you have to consider the idea of reorganizing the elections so that you can go ahead and declare the results for them to get a representation. Are you considering that option of reorganizing fresh elections? Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Please allow him to answer. Please, I beg you.
No, that question has been asked, but I will
No,
still ask him
I didn't hear that.
Respond. For your sake, you will respond again.
For emphasis.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. The Commission strongly believes that for the processes that have gone on so far, if we go back to the good people of this country that we are abolishing everything, it will not be good for our democracy. It will not be good for our democracy. Thank you. So let's allow the process to continue. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to ask, according to the explanation we have gotten here, it means that the results are not out because the office of the Attorney General has not given permission to the police or given advice to the police to give the protection that the Electoral Commission needs to declare. In other words, or is that the case? Or in other words, it means it's the Attorney General's office who is delaying the result. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah, Chairman, thank you so much.
It's not a question. Irrelevant.
Chairman, thank you so much. Mine is a sequel to the inquiry Dr. Afo made earlier. Indeed, if I recall properly, the Deputy Commissioner told us that all is set for the declaration of the Ablekuma North result, except for the fact that they cannot provide security. And that my understanding is that it is only the police. They are ready with the original pink sheet of the 3 remaining polling stations. Original or not.
Honorable member, this question that has been asked, we don't go back to it.
The Chairman, as I indicated, Ablekuma North has 281 polling stations. We've been able to conclude 278. So the 3, when we get to the completion, the returning officer will be there to conclude the process. Thank you.
Honorable members, should I get to yes, Gary?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I want to ask the Deputy Commissioner, was he able to use any scan sheets to declare election?
A question, please.
Very well. Honorable Chair, just asking the Commissioner, the Deputy Commissioner, whether or not Electoral Commission ever used any scanned copies to declare elections in 2024.
Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. In Dominica, what we did was we used the tally cards of the parties, which was even far beyond the scan sheet. But let me say this. The scan sheet were not used in isolation. The agents of the parties endorsed. So if you look at the narration, some point NDC will bring some carbon copies. Then the MPP people will endorse in that manner. So it wasn't, the scan copies were not used in isolation. And at a point when one of the parties decided not to accept, we invited the presiding officers who conducted the election, who supervised the elections in those specific polling stations. So nothing was done one-sided. Everything was done with the support of the 2 parties. Thank you.
Speaker, just a follow-up. At all times material, all the pink sheets and scanned sheets were confirmed by the respective party agents, including the EC staff who were supposed to be doing this work.
Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
Yes, please.
Very well. Now, I'll take comfort. Do you then take the Minister for Education? The lady wants to talk, so I will give the ladies also the opportunity. And Matthew, then I come to the 2 leaders.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Let him listen to her first, then I'll come to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Please, my question is,
Now that you don't have original copies of the 3 police stations left, and they are scanned copies, how ready are you to declare the results? Because I know you need original copies to do that, but you don't have it. You still have scanned copies. So how ready are you, waiting for the security to give you protection to declare the results? Thank you.
Well. Yes.
I think I mentioned that we have done 278. The 3 will be handled by the returning officer. And I made the point that there are some of the presiding officers, just when you have called them to come and endorse the pink sheet, then they will probably even provide you with a carbon copy. So when we get...
Honorable Martin Indam. He has asked questions. He has asked questions. He has asked questions.
Thank you, Chair. I want to find out from the EC, although he's discounted some kind of proposition about a rerun, but I want to find out, if event that you want to rerun, will you need police service? Will you need security?
Yes, please.
You will need security?
Yes, please.
Thank you very much. I want to ask another question. We are improving. And in conducting elections, we need backups. So scan copies and other technology that you deployed, were the parties aware of some of these technologies that you deployed? Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Well. Let him come to Honorable Comfortdeyo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, presidential and parliamentary election, we took just 1 day, 10 hours, and we had results. And we are having challenge with just 1. MPP is saying 3 police stations. We are saying 36 good months. Still, we are at where we are. The bureaucracy on this one is too much for us. Consider their mental health. If you want to rerun, it will take you just 10 hours, but you finish. So I'm begging you, if you cannot find results there, just do the 10 hours rerun.
Honorable Comfortdeyo, what is your question?
Above the women there, one of them will win. And their mental health, consider their mental health.
Honorable Comfortdeyo, what is your question?
Today and say thank you, Abrekumanov, for voting for me. Then the other one go and destroy it. Then this one to bring another signboard. Please, we need just 10 hours to solve this problem. The bureaucracy, I've now seen why we are having challenges. Because simple thing that you need 10 hours to do, look at how you are going. Going here, going there, seeking this, seeking that. I beg you, 10 hours, 1 day, fix the date, and let's go and do the rerun. 10 hours, 1 result.
Yes. Okay, let me give it to you.
Chairman. Chairman, I want to know from the EC. Based on 2 stories in the Bible. The first one is the 2 women who had gone to Solomon about the death of a child. And the one whose child was alive had insisted that the child alive should not be killed when the other one had requested for it. The second one is the David story, where David had so many wives and concubines, but still went for the wife of his commander, requesting for a rerun of the whole election in Abrekumanot.
Well,
whether it is only the EC that is calling for the
Deputy
rerun,
Commissioner,
the NDC.
Deputy Commissioner, are you minded to respond to the question? Yes, let's hear you.
Election based on only 3 polling stations.
We've heard you.
We have data.
on them.
We have heard you. Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
The Ablekuma parliamentary constituency election was contested by only two parties, the MPP and the NDC. So I don't know whether what he's saying will apply, but only two parties contested. And the EC, as I said, we believe that this must come.
Honorable Harun Idrisu.
So you pick, thank you, Mr. Speaker and leaders. Mine is just one of three observations. But Mr. Speaker, they will come in a question form before I make my proposition. Mr. Electoral Commissioner, are you aware that declaration of resource is governed by law?
Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
Yes, please.
And are you aware that the law that allows you to declare resource defines where resource should be declared?
Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
Is a police station one of those entities lawfully allied where you should declare resource?
Deputy Commissioner.
No, the question again.
Is a police station where results should be declared by the Electoral Commission in accordance with law and the constitutional instrument guiding your conduct of elections, whether presidential or parliamentary?
At times, circumstances allow that.
No, Mr. Speaker, you see, Mr. Speaker, that's why ordinarily I waited to listen of human rights and freedoms. And Parliament is the guardian of fundamental freedoms. And Parliament is the guardian of independent constitutional bodies. And now my observation, so that you understand where I'm coming. Mr. Speaker, let's not take these matters for granted. If you have 276 constituencies of the Republic, you declare results with outstanding 9, and you have the comfort to sleep and wait for 1 or 2 weeks or more to declare the rest. Do you know what will happen to our democracy if you had something akin to 2020? Do you know what will happen to our democracy? That you declare results and you have up to 9 constituencies, regardless. I'm not interested in who won the seat, but you have an independent electoral commission. You are to declare results. And Mr. Speaker, that resource has an implication and consequence on the balance of power. On the balance of power. And the states, whether executive or parliamentary, assuming what would have happened to the country if we were not well behaved, that a certain portion of the population, one is aware that they have no elected representative in parliament, unacceptable. More so, they have to wait more than 30 days, 20 days for the Electoral Commission to do that. Mr. Speaker, it's about their integrity. For me, that's even shameful that today you are coming because Parliament have summoned you. What's the state of integrity of the Commission? That you conduct an election and you want to hold on.
Honorable Minister for Education, thank you. Thank you. I think appropriate time.
Okay. No,
honorable members,
to be you.
Honorable members, I have allowed him.
So
I have allowed him to speak because
of
his standing. But at least, honorable members, he has already asked 3 questions. He's now advising, and I think the commissioner was brought here to answer questions. Please, at appropriate forum, we will give him the opportunity to do what he's doing. But for now, I think we have done that. So can we now go to the leadership? Okay, let me give former minister for my friend, I gave him the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to take over. Over from where my good friend, the Minister for Education, left off. That we are running a democracy, And we should allow institutions of state to work. I feel very sad as former Minister for Defense that the impression is being created that the Ghana police, and if they cannot do it, to be supported by the military, cannot give the Electoral Commission protection for 3 constituencies. I feel very sad. 3 polling stations. I feel very sad. That is not the type of democracy. That is not the type of democracy we should be running. That there are 3 polling stations that should be declared to give over 300,000 people. Oh, but the man just spoke. The man just spoke. But Commissioner, leave him, leave him. Are you done?
Continue. If you're not done, continue.
Mr. Speaker, my colleague opposite is the chief whip of this house, the majority chief whip. It is his duty to bring order to the house. I'll leave it at that. It's your duty. I was sitting here as deputy leader 12 years ago. I sat here as deputy leader of the opposition 12 years ago. It's your duty to bring order to this house, and I'll leave it at that. If you want to heckle me next time, give it to a backbencher to heckle me. Not you. But, Mr. Chairman, is the commission telling me, because I've seen it done before, in 2004, 2008, I've seen it done 2012, and even to 2016, is the commission telling me that they cannot set a date at the headquarters of the commission and declare the 3 police stations? Is that what you are saying? If you have enough evidence to declare, you are saying you cannot set a date at your headquarters and declare the results?
Honourable Member, you've asked your question.
Mr. Chairman, the Commission has always made the point clear that we want to work with all the political parties to come to the conclusion of the exercise. And that's what the posture we've adopted, that we work with the MPP, the NDC, so that we do we complete the process. But Mr. Chairman, let me say, the Minister for Education was asking a question. We don't gazette collation centers. We don't gazette collation centers. So in the wisdom of the EC, if a place we had intended to do the collation will give us a problem, we can change. And that was the reason why we had to go to the police headquarters, because we don't gazette collation centers. So if there is any problem, we just move to another place. Thank you.
Well.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chairman, the whole nation is watching us. Here's my question. The constituency had 281 polling stations. 219 were collated with carbon pink sheets. That means 62 were left to collect.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, the 62, when I was reading, I made the point that the MPP also came with 25. I said NDC brought 54 carbon copies. MPP also brought 25 carbon copies. So for the scanned copies, so far with what we've done, 34. But as I said, the agents of polling stations. Thank you.
So, Mr. Commissioner, is it the case that when a scan sheet is being used, the 2 parties must agree to it?
Must agree. So the 2 parties must agree. So when it got to the point when one of the parties was not agreeing, we had to invite the presiding officers of those polling stations who signed off. So they were invited and they endorsed it. And all this was on national TV. Thank you.
Well. I'm now coming to leadership. We can. What? Honourable members, we've had a lot. Let's now restrict. Let's now come to leader. Come again.
My question was, of the 62, and I'm giving a specific number, how many of the 62 did they use scanned pink sheets to collect? We want a direct response. 20, 30, 40.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I said 34.
Well, honourable members, I think we've had. Let me come to leadership. Come again. Yes. Honourable minority leader. Welcome.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, my first question, I will read the Hansard of this House dated the 11th of June 2025, which Hansard contains a response to a question asked by Honorable Nana Asafo-Adjei Aye on behalf of Honorable Daniel Nana Addo Kenneth, MP for Okre. Mr. Speaker, at column 83, quote, question, Mr. Speaker, I beg to ask the Minister for Interior the specific arrangement made by the ministry to ensure the provision of adequate security for the collaboration and declaration for collation and declaration. Now, the Minister of Interior, Al-Hajj Mohammed Mubarak Muntaka, responds as follows on column 83. Mr. Speaker, following the request by the Electoral Commission for the Ghana Police Service election results, National Election Security Task Force convened a stakeholder meeting with the Electoral Commission where it was agreed that the task force will meet both the NDC and the NPP before the proposed date for the completion of the collation. The answer continues at column 84. I continue to read. Mr. Speaker, during the meeting with the National Democratic Congress, the task force was informed that there is a pending suit at the Supreme Court bordering on the collation. The task force was subsequently served with a motion paper that had been filed at the Supreme Court, objecting to the completion of the collation. Checks conducted by Election Task Force at the Red Court. Mr. Speaker, on the strength of this, I want to ask the Deputy Chair whether he has become aware that the Election Security Task Force, led by the police, is unable to provide security for the completion of collation of the outstanding 3 polling stations because of any court injunction. And if he's become aware, whether they've been served with any court process in respect of that.
Yes, Honorable.
Mr. Chairman, we have not been served with any process. And as I said, the police has made us aware that they are getting the advice. So I know from next week we'll continue to engage them and we'll let them we'll just proceed. So again.
Well, Chairman, I know that all these processes started before the 6th of May. And prior to the 6th of May, the general understanding was that when a process is seeking some injunctive reliefs, once the process is served
parties must restrain themselves. In Kowasefwa, which is some 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, the Supreme Court has been very unequivocal that nothing stops a constitutional body or a statutory body from undertaking a statutory or constitutional mandate unless expressly injuncted by a court. I'm just putting that across. Now, Mr. Deputy Commissioner, in your response to us, you made reference to Domiko Abenya and stated that Domiko Abenya also had similar challenges where parties, in this case, the candidate of the NDC and the candidate of MPP, both could not provide you with original pink sheets. You further went on to talk about the fact that both candidates could not also provide you with scanned copies of the pink sheets for you to validate. However, you were able to rely on some tally cards to conclude on the other side was declared the MP-elect and eventually got sworn in by this House. May you explain what you mean by the tally cards in the absence of the scan pink sheets?
Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
Mr. Chairman, what the standard practice at the polling stations is that each of the candidates or the political parties, they have this card where their agents, they take inventory of the people who are coming to vote. When they finish, you're able to know the results for candidate A, candidate B. So all the parties, that has been the standard practice. So in Domiko Abenya, when we got to the point where we couldn't get the results, the original results, and there were no other avenues, we resorted to that. And indeed, it confirmed. So if my memory serves me right, when we were even declaring, when we were declaring the Domiko Abenya, one of the, I think the MPP candidate was Ablekumanov. We know we are well within the law. Administratively, anytime we have a challenge, we go around to see what we can do to get the results. And as I said previously, we should be very careful about the integrity of our process. If we are not very careful, we may end up getting people who go and disrupt the process because they know when they do that, we are going to have a rerun. And those are the things all of us must support to avoid. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, leader, please. We have a lot of it, so don't look at them. Look at me and go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, I was coming to this very important point, and the commissioner has managed to take the wind out of my very good sail. But it needs emphasis that although the candidate of the MPP, Mr. Mike Okoye Jr., objected and protested, he lawfully offices to obstruct, thereby you declaring rise officer from our party to coordinate the process. We disagreed, and I said no, but you had relied on precedents to say that it is the only way, and we agreed. That said, I want to know from you, these 3 polling stations you mentioned, you also talked about the presiding officers who appended their signatures having to confirm. May I know from you whether these 3 polling station scan sheets have had their presiding officers confirming their signatures on the pink sheet?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman,
Deputy Commissioner.
when it comes to the parliamentary elections, the one in charge is the returning officer. From the engagement we have with the returning officer, he tells us he's ready to complete the process. So if the returning officer tells us he's ready, then I believe that he should have what it takes to complete the process. Thank you.
Yes. This is question 4.
The Honorable Haruna Idrisu, a very respected senior member of this House, whose politics started way before this August House. And as a senior member, former leader, and now education minister, he's raised a very important constitutional issue, which matter has received the blessing of another senior member, Honorable Dominic Nitiwo, to the effect that as a constitutional body, you owe a sacred duty to the Constitution and to the people. All you've said today tells us one thing: you are ready. Now, is there any lesser price to pay? Is there any lesser price to pay than to discharge your duty and suffer any punishment for it? Because, Mr. Chairman, the Deputy Commissioner is saying that all they need is police protection. But in the fight for civil liberties and in the protection of rights and freedoms, people have suffered for it. I want to ask you, don't you think that you can take the moral high ground with all the confirmations done, like you did in the Dominic Kwabenya? Dominic Kwabenya, when you were declaring, there was no police. I was available. Dominic Kwabenya, there was no police. You, a party protested, but you proceeded. So don't you think that on the strength of what Mr. Idrisu and Mr. Nitiwo have advised, coupled with the very point I'm making, you as a commission can boldly proceed to conclude this, so that Ghanaians will see that the police has delayed you and you have proceeded to do your constitutional duty even at the peril of your life? Don't you think that you would have to proceed on that part?
Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. I think the Commission has looked at several options, and the Commission came to the conclusion that we think it will be in the best interest of the Commission and the country to have all the parties on the same page for us to make progress. So we think that, and we coming here is an excellent opportunity for us, for the House, to ensure that all of us are on the same page, because we believe that we have come very far as a country, and this is something we should be able to agree in the interest of our country's democracy. Thank you.
I'll give the final question, yes.
Mr. Commissioner, although I find this your response quite rich and curious, the rules of engagement now do not permit me to go on a certain path with you. But if you're talking about collective cooperation of parties to give a certain positive signal, then the suggestion out there that the Commission was not fair in the matter of Michael Okoye Jr. of Dominic Kwabenya will suffice, because you are anchoring your reason. You are anchoring your reason on the grounds of fairness, that the commission wants both parties to be available. But in the Domiko Abenya, in a similar way, one party protested and was not available, but you proceeded to declare. So don't you think that, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, I laid the foundation. Let me finish. Don't you think that the path you are choosing, that until all the parties are available, will amount to EC itself sidestepping its precedence in the Domiko Abenya situation, and that EC would be acting unfair to Mr. Michael Okwe, who protested and who objected and who disagreed, and EC insisted that, well, this is the right path, and you proceeded without him.
Deputy Commissioner, if you are minded, you can respond. If you are not,
I think there is an aspect I would like to speak to.
Mr. Chairman, Order 89.1 does not permit a supplementary question to introduce a new matter that was not contained in the original question. That is the rule. The leader must learn to play by the rules. He can't introduce Domiko Abenya into this matter. If he's minded, he should file his own question on Domiko Abenya, like I have done in respect of Ablekumanov. Then we interrogate it. But he cannot be suggesting that a wrong was done in the declaration of Domiko Abenya. It wasn't contained in the original question. The law does not permit him to do that.
Well. Honorable Deputy Commissioner, that's why I'm giving those. If you are mindful to respond, fine. Other than that, I'll ask the leader to file a separate question. Are you responding?
Mr. Chairman,
please.
Okay,
yes,
let's.
I think what I want to say
Leader,
is that
you've asked the question, please. You've asked the question. You let me respond.
Mr. Speaker, I'm concerned. Mr. Speaker, please. Mr. Speaker,
Honorable,
Mr. Speaker,
please, you listen to me.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, with respect, you didn't call the chief whip. I'm drawing your attention to a matter. You didn't call the chief whip, yet he came in to make a determination on a matter. I beg of you, Mr. Speaker, we all want to play it fair. We all want to play it fair. When a question is asked, you've asked him to answer. All right? You've asked him to answer. Let us play the rule fairly. The man, he referred to Domiko. Mr. Speaker,
have you finished?
He referred to Domiko Abenya in his answer. He copiously referred to Domiko Abenya, and that is the reason why I asked Domiko Abenya in the supplementary.
Well.
Mr. Speaker, let's play fair.
So am I not playing fair? He just got up, spoke, yet I asked the Deputy Commissioner to respond to the question. It means he didn't hear me before speaking. So I've asked the Deputy Commissioner to go ahead and respond to you. So, Deputy Whip, please.
Speaker, with your leave, let me read Order 89.1.
Honorable
Speaker,
member.
please, bear me out. Order 89.1 is to the effect that as soon as the question is answered, any member, beginning with the member who asks the question, may, without notice, ask a supplementary question for further clarification of any matter or fact on the answer, but a supplementary question shall not introduce a matter not included in the original question.
Honorable member.
So if you stand here and say that in his answer he introduced a matter, that is an answer. The rule says you cannot introduce a matter not included in the original question.
Honorable member, every side. The commissioner, in responding to the question, made reference to Domiko Abenya. So somebody is also asking question and relating it to Domiko Abenya. I think it is fair. That is why I'm asking him to respond. Honorable Deputy Commissioner, please respond to the question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think I made the point that the Commission would wish that both the MPP and the NDC are on board and we move. However, what is very, very important is that we need the police protection. Once we have the police protection, we proceed. So for that one is the most important thing to us. Then we do our work because per the law, we are mandated to do that. So once the police assures us that they are going to do their work. We are not so much interested in Party A or Party B. We just go ahead and do our work. But we would wish that all the parties are on the same page. Thank you.
Leader, please, we've come to you.
Thank you very much for coming to answer the questions. I have listened very carefully to you, and you're saying that police protection, and so you can only collate the results with police protection. What has made the coalition very, very risky without police protection?
Yes, Deputy
Chairman,
Commissioner.
Thank you. We've always done the coalition with the police protection. So this is not a departure. That has been the what we've been doing. But let me also say, in the High Court ruling which I cited, that same ruling also ordered the police to provide security to the Electoral Commission. So although the ruling was, yes, you go ahead and do.
Very well.
Please, listen to my question and answer it. No, it's not about not liking an answer. It's not about not liking an answer. Throughout this session, I sat here quietly, I listened to everybody. The Representation of People's Act, the Constitution. Is there anywhere in those provisions that say that you must have police present for you to collate results?
Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
Security task force. So all the security aspects, they handle it.
Yes.
You have judged yourself as a result of past incidents relating to your attempt to collate the results, including the burning of one of your offices, the destruction of the records that you have, which makes it difficult for you to collate, and now you are relying on third-party records for the collation. Now, the point I'm trying to get at is you have adjudged that it is risky for you to collate without police presence. And I'm asking, why is it risky? Because that is at the crux of the matter. Why has it become risky? Has it become risky because the two sides in the election, one side is disputing certain records, the other side is insisting on certain records, and because of the disagreement over these records, one side is threatening to disrupt the process if you proceed to collate, for which reason you need security. Is that what it is all about?
Yes, please. That's what is happening.
So, can you tell us exactly what it is that side is challenging?
Mr. Chairman, thank you. We know the two parties that contested in the parliamentary elections, the parliamentary election in Ablekuma North. When we finished the collation, when we started the collation on the 7th, we had, after almost 163 or something, all of them came that their pink sheets had been destroyed. When we were left with a little over almost 120 or so. So we decided to resort to other measures to be able to do that. And there was clear understanding until it got to the remaining 37 polling stations. And when it got to the remaining 37 polling stations, of the 60, remaining 17, no, they will no longer accept it. So that was the point we started bringing in the presiding officers to come and authenticate whether indeed the signatures were their signatures and whether the figures written there were the figures they actually wrote. So that's why we got to that point. So we did 14. And out of it was left with 17 and we did 14. So we still have the 3 outstanding. Thank you.
Yes. So the source of insecurity is as a result of one party challenging one that 25 of the 59 copies were actually carbon copies and should not be added to the scanned copies.
There were 62, and they brought 25 carbon copies, which were accepted. So it was left with 37. And the 37, the agents of both parties accepted almost about 20 of them. So the remaining ones were those we brought in the presiding officers to come and confirm.